welcome back. I'm McDiff, aka Mike, and joined by Chaotic Bear. It looks like we have a game of rock, paper, scissors going on here, which is my favorite way to kick off a game.
Oh,
Uh,
definitely. I keep meaning to pick these up myself.
I've got mine right here.
Nice.
With that reprint in the most recent unset, they are a lot cheaper now.
Oh, did they actually? Were all three of them in that box set?
Yes.
Oh,
I
I
did
didn't even
not
know
know
that.
either until tonight's streamer, Beyond Sadistic, told me, and I opened up my my packages of unsanctioned.
Yeah. Okay. I bought a few of those actually, just for the lands, of course. We got to play it a couple times, but mostly it's just that in the box, and I stole all the lands out.
Yeah, one I think is in the white, one is in the red, and one is in the either the blue or the green.
Oh, that's sweet. I'm definitely gonna go borrow those. I mean, I'll be a little sad that they're not original printing, but I do own them already. So,
I had an original printing somewhere some time ago, but don't know where they went,
oh yeah, yeah.
which is
Unglued was like the newest set when I started playing Magic. Maybe technically it was Exodus. I'm not sure, but it had just come out, and I was like 11, 12, and it was the perfect you know, I was exactly the target market for that.
with the when the most recent the unsanctioned came out, my LGS did a undh. If you came with uncards in your EDH decks, then you got rewarded with promos. So that was a fun couple of days.
Nice. So parsing that took me a couple seconds. Um, DH. I was thinking underwear for some reason, like the Hurling Wrangler claws with the denim.
So we have Yerok and Prowins. Yerok is on a uh mono red sneak attack, and Prowins is on Delver Arclight Doomsday list. Uh as Beyond Sadistic put down there, it's Grixis Delve Phoenix Doom. Um with a transformational Doomsday sideboard. What do you think about this matchup, Bear?
I think that if Uruk gets the right hand, I think it's very hard for the Dover Phoenix deck to interact favorably with it, because there's definitely just like turn one, Chalice or three ball, turn two sneak attack or whatever to get World's Final Worm or Grizzlebrand or whatever into play. I think that unless Prowins has the right disruption, or Uruk stumbles, I feel like it's not lopsided, but in my mind, Uruk is a slight favorite here, despite the Dover typically being good against combo. This isn't a typical Dover deck. Do you have a strong opinion on it either way?
Um, Considering that Prowins has 25 one drops, which is what I was just counting in their main deck.
Mhm.
Uh, if we see a Chalice on turn one, I think that is really favorable for Yerok. Fortunately for Prowins, uh, you don't have to resolve spells to trigger Arclight Phoenix. You just need to cast them.
That is
Uh,
true. Although it'll be harder to get them into the yard if you can't resolve spells. Although actually, they're not on the looting plan; they're just on the buried alive plan.
Buried Alive does make it a little bit easier. Um, but I think that whichever one of the I think both of these players can have explosive early game. But if Uruk gets that Chalice on one out quick, then I think it's going to be incredibly difficult for Prowins. And I think if Prowins is able to get a very quick Buried Alive, so turn one Dark Ritual, Buried Alive, dump three Phoenixes into the graveyard, I think that Yark is gonna have a difficult time coming back from that as well. So, I think we're gonna see hopefully some explosive, first couple of turns on both sides of the boards here, and, it'll be pretty evident pretty quickly who's gonna take this away.
Yeah, I think that after the last couple longer matches, hopefully we're in for a shorter match here. But uh,
Um,
three Trinisphere, four Chalice of the Void, four Blood Moon, and Uruk's deck.
and both decks have a sideboard plan B too, which I am enjoying. The mono red sneak deck has Leyline Helm. Uh, right? Is there a helm? Oh, there's not a
They're
helm.
just Leylands.
Why did I think? I guess I just assumed with the wish package and it being a prison deck.
I think you just want it to be a Helm deck. I think.
That's potentially one of my favorite combos of all time. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Uh, not there's a. It seems like there's actually more slots in here devoted to the non-wish package because I know a lot of times these Karn decks can have 10 plus one ofs. This one found room for some Sulfur Elementals, Fiery Confluence, and Leyline of the Void. I love Fiery Confluence. It may not be great in this matchup, but I love seeing it Legacy.
I think that that is most frequently one of the biggest problems I have with wish boards is th- the sideboard is so important for turning your bad matchups into good matchups
Mhm.
that when you have so much of your board dedicated to resolving a wish spell like Karn or like Burning Wish or Cunning Wish, um, that you you lose the opportunity to play cards that are going to help you against your worst matchups. That being said, I play 3 different Karn decks. Uh, one of them has almost no spots dedicated to anything other than wish targets. Um, so I think it really just is gonna depend a lot, but that is one of my primary issues with this type of sideboard,
Yeah. Dr. Leo in chat there. It's a transformational sideboard to Doomsday Doc.
which, for those of you that are familiar with the Entombsday build, it reminds me a lot of that, but with the Arclight Phoenix main as opposed to the uh, Entomb into Gristlebrand in the main and then transform into Doomsday. It's a definitely a very interesting take on a similar strategy.
Yeah, I've always wondered a little bit if there's a home for Arclight Phoenix in a Delver's Shell. Since both decks just want a whole bunch of spells anyway, if you could run just something as simple as Faithless Looting uh, and or Buried Alive in Tomb to sort of like enable the Delvers and also enable the Arclight Phoenixes. But um, I don't know, decks like that just always seem like they're split across different axes, and I don't get the right hands.
Yeah, it's I think if you combine Arclight Phoenix with Dreadhorde Arcanist, that's
Yeah,
bananas.
yeah,
That's
for sure.
absolutely bananas. Um, I love it. I hate it. I love it, but I hate it, but it's bananas. So, getting that one additional spell uh, Dreadhorde notably does not help you bring back Arclight Phoenix, but it is just a weird interaction, or it's a weird I don't even know how to think about that.
Are you talking
Uh,
about the timing restriction on Arclight?
yeah,
Yeah.
um, looks like we have both players keeping 6. Prowns is going to start with a, Ponder.
Yeah. Gosh, the last Dreadhorde deck I brewed up was like a 4-color good stuff, and the deck was unbeatable. It felt like if I got Dreadhorde online, and it was hot trash if I drew the other half of the deck.
I think I cast a Dreadhorde once in Standard realized that it was really bad in standard, and, haven't played with it in any other format.
Ooh, keeping these basic lands up, that nice Tempest mountain over there. I hope this might be a mismatched mountain deck. This feels like the kind of deck that would play mismatched mountains. Just
Yeah, Rax, this deck sure is doing a lot of things.
I'll go Tempest land. Someone ban this person. Get them out of here. Just kidding. You can like what you like.
Uh, Beyond sadistic, I don't think it's too greedy to have a transformational sideboard and mono black reanimator to Doomsday, because that is basically what Doomsday is doing. Um, it's blue black, but I think that
That's just a cephalid breakfast, right? You're reanimating the Thassa's Oracle. You're halfway there. Just gotta
nothing's
like
too
run a
greedy
hermit.
if you're never punished.
Exactly. All right. No respect for wasteland on this side here.
Um, which there
And
isn't actually any in the deck, so that's fair.
you know, when your opponent leads on turn one basic mountain, there aren't a lot of decks that you could be up against.
Yeah.
Ooh. All right. Well, we see what side of the deck we drew this game.
What do you take here?
I mean, definitely Karn or Sneak Attack. I feel like it depends on what's in my hand. If I can just win before Karn really matters, then I'm taking that. If I have a way to counter the Sneak Attack, then um, I'll probably just take the Karn and counter the Sneak Attack.
Well, the first thing I do when I have this, when I play this Thoughtseize is have Yarrick read World Spire Worm to me. Um,
World's Fine Worm. Come on, EDH Classic, man.
World Spine Worm. Yeah. Uh, you know what else is an EDH classic? The other 60,000 unplayable and uncastable cards in every other format.
Excuse you. I play World Spine Worm in my Elder Anima deck, and I do not have to pay for it. I also have the official 5/5 tokens for it, and I've never gotten to use them. It's always gotten stolen, exiled, bounced, whatever. I've never put those 5/5s into play. Double Dover. I wonder if this is baiting with the Karn. All right, we see a days anyway. Um, I sort of feel like the sneak attack might just be more important to resolve there, because if you get the Karn online, you can go wish for something, but it's just going to eat both these Delvers. See a nice. Is that an Alpha Bolt?
Oh, um,
I can't quite tell on the corners on this webcam.
yeah, I can't tell from this. It's
Uh,
potentially.
what's the worm that you can play whenever you search your deck? Is that Pan Glacial Worm?
Oh, you may cast this as you're searching your deck. That one.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it might be Pan Glacial Worm.
I would love to see that here, but
Uh,
certainly the interaction between Sneak Attack and World Spine Worm is just great.
Thank you, Queso Lord.
Cold Snap Gold. Uh, oh, just the
We're
old purple card.
seeing a third card here.
Oh, all right. I mean, you're not ticking it up. Uh, see, of course, never mind. I really wanted to see what Uruk wished for here, but I guess we're just never going to find out what they wanted.
Um, just looking at the board. Yeah, I have no idea.
Like, if you're already up against 6 power in the air, like
Like, you
Ballista well, eats a Delver,
yeah.
but you can't cast it the same turn.
I mean,
Who
the only
knows?
thing you would be able to or want to cast this turn would be liquid metal coating, right?
Yeah, but I still feel like I mean, your opponent has a 3-turn clock on the board,
Oh,
and
we're seeing sneak attack, sneaking in the world spine worm off of Simian Spirit Guide and getting in.
excellent. Well, there's a life swing.
Yeah. So hitting for 15 makes 3 5/5s.
Crunch. I didn't see a curse scroll in the sideboard. I mean, it's not something I would be excited to go get right now. Okay, no mind, I don't see
No.
it. Speaking of old standard all stars that have been cast aside,
Curse scroll?
yeah,
The 2 that I own are still in a deck. So,
technically true, but it's the same mono red like slide deck I put together 20 years ago and has just stayed in those same sleeves.
uh, mine are in my weird blood-gassed pox brew.
Oh dear. All right, that's a brew. All right.
Smallpox, sack your own blood gas, and then play a land, get your blood gas back. Genius.
Yeah, I got that Crucible Worlds action for like just the loop, right?
Yeah,
So Prowins didn't find anything on top there and just scooped to the 3/5/5s.
I think
Uh,
that's fair.
yeah,
So I guess we start with the easier sideboard here. For Yark, we've got 1 Great Furnace, 1 Walking Ballista, 1 Liquid Metal Coating, 1 Sorcerer Spyglass, 2 Sulfur Elemental, Trinisphere, 2 Fiery Confluence, 3 Leyline of the Void, a Mycosynth Lattice, a Wormcoil Engine, and a Blightsteel Colossus.
yeah. I I don't know that I bring anything in because it's unknown if Uruk knows about the transformational sideboard, and we didn't see any Arclight Phoenixes, we didn't see any Buried Alives that game, we didn't see anything that isn't just normal Delver, right?
Yeah, I think you run it back.
Yeah. If it weren't for Karn, I would want the Trinisphere, but it's just better to be on the sideboard. So, um,
And what was that?
potentially better to be on the sideboard to get off of Karn.
Yeah.
Finding turn one Trinisphere is just like such hot game against Delver, but I still think that you won it in the board. So you think we see the full transformation here out of Prowins?
Yeah, uh I think we can see that it's happening right now at the very least.
Could be mind game.
So do you bring in I guess then the question is there's the null rod, the 2 braids, the 2 surgicals, the 2 fluster storms, the blazing volley. Uh well, I guess you don't need the Cavern of Souls against mono red in this matchup. So
Yeah,
um
that's fair.
I don't
Um,
know as though like maybe surgical um
since they have Forethought Season in the main, I'm more inclined to bring in Surgical against the combo deck. Um, even though it's not a graveyard based combo deck. But yeah, the permission parts of it, like Fluster Storm isn't good against sneak attack. It's good against Through the Breach, which we haven't seen, but probably assume is there. Null Rod interacts with Karn in a way. Are you interested in a Null Rod as backup? I don't think I care.
I saw I so you have to assume that there is um sideboard artifacts that activate,
Yeah,
but I don't think it's worth bringing in here.
yeah. Usually when I want Null Rod, it's like some sort of mana ramp, like 12 post to turn off Grim Monoliths and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
um, I don't know. I wouldn't hate bringing it in, but I just don't. It'd be really cute against an opposing Karn into Mycosynth Lattice, so
Because if you land a null rod against a Karn deck, if you're the Karn player, you just don't wish for a artifact with an activated ability.
yeah,
Um, Mycosynth Lattice still locks the game up
yeah,
if you've cast a null rod. You know, I don't know.
yeah.
Uh,
It's unfortunate that PRONs doesn't have any other ways to make mana in the deck to where they could just like dump a Null Rod against an opposing Karn Lattice Lock, but whatever.
Yeah.
Cavernon Ape. All right, that's a legal play. I imagine Ape is a real Magic creature type.
Simian Spirit Guide is an ape.
Okay.
So we have apes in this very game.
It's just so hard for me to know, like, with all the creature errata that have happened over the years, I just don't trust what's printed on any card anymore.
Well, now that all hounds are dogs,
yeah.
as of M21.
Oh, okay. I forgot that M21 was the set. I was thinking Jumpstart because of the dog pack.
No, M21, they eroded all instance of the word hound to be dog.
Merfolk have always been lizards, though. That's nothing new. Lizard of Atlantis. Oh, my spells. Queso Lord, is that the flavor text on a card?
Sounds like something Mishra would have said.
Oh, flavor for assuming Spirit Guide. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So preordained bottom. Grixis Delver can run preordainer too. That hasn't tipped the Yurok off yet, probably.
No.
Curd doesn't have flavor text, right? I don't think it had flavor text. Maybe the new ones. Are you bringing
Mountain Pass?
I think Beyond Sadistic is planning on bringing some Naya Zoo to the next brew day, brew fight night, whatever.
If whatever floats your boat. So now we're seeing a brainstorm. A little bit more respect to this game for the Wasteland. We saw the Polluted Delta fetch Basic Island when I think if you're siding into the Doomsday package, you have to be a little bit less cautious with your mana options. Just because Doomsday is so black and blue heavy.
Yeah. If Prowess has the card Dark Ritual in their hand, I imagine that they can just be pretty. They can be pretty lax about getting duels, though.
Beyond Statistic putting together Reanimate Day.
Well, the problem is I can't really draw.
But you can cycle. Force Street Wraith. Bring in that Edge of Autumns. And now we're seeing the Doomsday.
I just want to know. I want to be in the audio, but I can't because I'm here with all of y'all. I want to know what Yurok said this very second. So,
gonna resolve.
Yeah, we're gonna get to take a look here too. I mean, we imagine we probably know what came out, but you got to show us Browns. You got to show us. Oh, not yet.
They don't have to show us the 5 that they're choosing for their deck. So, for those of you who are unfamiliar, Doomsday is shuffle your graveyard into your library, exile all but 5 cards. You can stack those 5 cards however you want, and then you lose half your life.
Yep. So, Thassa's Oracle, the new standard way to win off of it, stacking together some combination of cheap ways to draw cards, sometimes permission, sometimes other protection, and then Thassa's Oracle to just win on the spot. We saw Edge of Autumn in the not the graveyard, in the sideboard, but also cards like cards like Brainstorm or Preordain can get it kicked off if necessary. I think Street Wraith is common. I don't see any Street Wraith in here though.
Interestingly, so with a lot of transformational sideboards, you will see like the either the ideas unbound or predict as well. But for Prowins, all we see is the edge of autumn. So with the way that the mana is set up right now, unless they're which we also have no lotus petals, no
Yeah,
LED.
I don't see any way to just win this turn.
I don't know as though it's possible to win next turn either. But I guess we'll have to see.
Um, I think just having land Brainstorm Thassa's Oracle Edge of Autumn is enough. Just like having some amount of that in your hand already.
Yeah, I don't know if against a red deck do that with the fear of there being bolt.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, although we saw that it was mono red sneak game one, I don't think that I'm playing around bolt out of that deck, but maybe I would say tap at heroes is especially safe.
Uh yeah, you can
Ooh,
you
sorry,
can
I
do
didn't mean to cut you off that oof.
that. Beyond statistic.
In tune for Oracle with the trigger on the stag village rights rather than the rest of my deck. What do you second to village rights? Oh,
Oracle.
gross.
As long as your devotion is 0 and
Yeah,
your deck has 0 cards, no problem.
yeah. Thankfully for Prowins, and I guess for us, because it means we'll probably see another match of Magic. We're going to see a Trinisphere get Force of Willed and see the hand here, which is a lot of gas. He had one more mana.
Yeah.
Or one Spirit, Spirit God off the top means a big fat turn next turn too.
Importantly, Prowins is not at 21.
Yeah, lost half the life, which means 10 or less. Looks like seeing 6 here
You
from fetches.
beyond statistic for that
Thank you.
update.
Do you take the sneak attack here in case they draw land, or do you draw the chalice so they can't interact with you? Or do you just try to
If
win?
If I've got any counter magic in hand, then I take the sneak attack. But yeah, so I'm gonna guess that they have some sort of counter magic in hand then.
Yeah. So we see the turn pass. 3 cards left in the deck, I imagine. So that dies 4. What was the other card for? They drew a card for turn, cast Thoughtseize, but I didn't see a cantrip or anything. Maybe I'm missing a turn. I thought there should be 4 cards left in the deck.
Not sure.
Oh, there may have just been another fetch cracked at some point that I missed that thinned it by a card. I'm not sure.
Fetch shuffle?
Yeah, but if there's only 2 cards left at this point, then I think the order doesn't really matter. You just have to ask his Oracle in hand. Oh, Chalice on 2.
Yeah.
Big game.
I guess it's so
No, that was right. There were 4 cards left. He got a Prowin's got a land out, and then they. Okay,
okay, did not bring Cavern in.
did not. And that was a good thing that we discussed beforehand. I think we both forgot about Chalice when we were talking about Cavernous Souls and some of the other interaction.
Yeah. So I guess for game 3, we'll probably be seeing a Cavern come in as well.
Yeah.
So a couple of reminders before we get into game 3. We'll
Uruk won game 1 as well, right? Yeah, Uruk won
oh
2-0.
yeah, they did. Okay. then
We saw that rope on worm game 1, and then we saw whatever a chalice on 2 is game 2.
um, so that'll do it for us for tonight. As you can tell, Bear and I might be a little tired.
Yeah.
Um, we have the monthly league signups are out. So feel free to sign up for those and we'll see you for that, hopefully.
Hold on.
Uh,
This is Prowin's took game 1 in chat there, but that does not.
no, Prowins didn't. Yarrick did because they sneak attack World
Yeah,
Spine
Eric takes it.
Worm, sack World Spine Worm to sneak attack trigger, um, get the 3 worm,
Yeah.
and they didn't have enough blockers for
Yeah,
the
Europe was at double-digit life, so Delver, Bolt wouldn't have won.
um
I think York was at 14 from a double flip Delver swing.
so right. Sign up for the monthly league. That'll start the first Tuesday of January, I believe.
Yeah, how we do it?
Yeah, Tuesday, January 5th. We will be back next week with another Legacy Fight Night. We will also have our Saturday weekly this week. And remember to start brewing for the meme night on 112. And I hope to see you there. I hope to be there myself with my own spicy deck, as well as some of the other mods that I know have been working on theirs. I have been McDiff, aka Mike, and thank you again for joining us for another Tuesday night fight.
Yeah, we'll see you all Saturday.